Well, ladies and gentlemen, November 22nd is the date that we are all looking for. Farming Simulator 22 has been revealed to be coming for November. There's the short cinematic trailer today came out with a lot of information that we're going to unpack in this video here. So we're going to get stuck on into it for now. If you haven't done so, do hit that like button, subscribe, drop any comments, questions that you have down below as well. We're going to get into it. But first of all, let's have a look at that trailer that we saw and unpack that a little bit. So here we go. We're starting off in the early morning, looks like inside a workshop, which does bring you to think that we're kind of going to be looking into a little bit more of the servicing. One thing I really like about this though is there's a lot of emphasis on the player themselves, on the farmer, on the consuming coffee, food, sleeping, that kind of thing, which makes you think that that's going to be a little bit more crucial. You'll notice though as well that there were a lot of reference to time. Obviously seasons this year. There is a blog post we're going to look into which shows that seasons is now monthly, which is great rather than 4 different sections. There's our first new tractor. That's the Massey Ferguson 5S. That beautiful tractor. Crucially as well, the traffic now revised. The AI model will be a little bit better. This servicing of this is a new Fendt as well. This servicing of the new Fendt MT there, does that mean that the servicing is going to be a little bit more in depth? Do we need to really focus on what that looks like? Crops rotting there as well is a great sign of in-depth seasons. Really do like that an awful lot. As you'll see, back out again at 6 AM now. Now this was a hint for me towards the production chain with our bag of wheat, where we're taking that to, and what's that going to be used for. There's a Kinsey grain planter. The US spec on the case tractors we referred to in the last video there as well is great to see. Really do like that an awful lot. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more detail about that over the coming weeks and months. Does look great in the CGI though, really does. A massive John Deere 9 or X9 combine there with what looks like a Mack truck. Is that going to be a new truck brand coming in? That'd be cool if it is. And then lo and behold, bam, we're into some vineyards. Grapes are going to be great. We also have olives and sorghum being announced in the blog post as well there. So that is something that's really cool. Again, what does that look like from the production chain? We're going to get into in just a little bit there as well and unpack that. In we go into the winter. This is a really crucial bit for me. What is the integration with the iPhone? Does that, or with your mobile phone, does that now mean that from a smartphone you can sell your produce, you can call in contractors, you can monitor weather on there as well, you can control everything that you would through the PDA, can you do it on your phone there? Which would be really cool to see. That Fendt is beastly. It really is. Can't wait to see a bit more of what that looks like as we find out about these factories down the line. And there they are, ripping up the soil in the winter, cultivating everything over there, which looks pretty neat. I really do like looks of that one. Looks like possibly GPS integration there as well, because we've got those spaced out lines. I wonder if that's going to be something we'll see. So as we look at the new crop types we have, I've already mentioned we have olives, we have grapes, and we also have sorghum. So we're going to start and have a look into those. The blog post here gives us a little bit of a rundown of each of them because they all have slightly unique features, which is pretty cool to see at this early stage. Start off with our grapes. You'll be having fun planting countless grapevines on your hillsides and curved fields, just like you do in a real vineyard with rows and rows of vines. You strip the farmland with them, and you stripe the farmland with them, and you make it look really idyllic, as if your farm was a vacation spot. Look at that. To fully enjoy a scenic view on your vineyard, you will need to take care of your grapes, of course. With special equipment, the fruit needs to be fertilized and the ground loosened and mulched. So then you already see we're going to have a harvester, we're going to have some kind of planter, and we're going to have some kind of cultivator in there, and also sprayer, which is pretty neat. Love that. If you're playing Farming Simulator 22 with seasonal growth activated, that is key because you can enable or disable seasons effectively. Seasonal growth can be enabled or disabled. I love that. Means that if you do want to play with a little bit more detail, you can go for it. If you don't, just turn it off. Fantastic. Really do like that. If you're playing with seasonal growth activated, you'll have to take a look at the crop calendar too. Plant your grapes between March and June, and don't waste time harvesting them in September and October with the New Holland Broward 9070. So again, you have windows in which you can plant and seed, and windows in which you have to harvest. Again, love that. If you're too late, your crops are going to start to rot and die off, as we saw in the game trailer. Again, mention of the New Holland Broad harvester looks lovely. I wonder if we'll see some more types of harvesters coming in. I really hope so. That'd be awesome. Now, also don't forget to prepare what's left for the next season. I like that a lot. If we switch across to olives, if a farm full of grapevines isn't Mediterranean enough for your delicate taste, take a step further and plant an olive tree on your fields. For example, the planting season for olives is the same as for grapes, between March and June, which is good. So you have that nice little window to work with, but you'll have to harvest them a little bit quicker. So it's going to be a shorter window there, which means that you can stagger out your harvesting season. Love to see a bit of that. You got to harvest them between only in September, actually. I never knew that. Same harvesters, so that's pretty neat to see. But this time slightly bigger than 1990X. That's intriguing. Now, sorghum, I don't really know anything about either, which is great. So they've added sorghum into the game. It's a member of the sweetgrass family, so kind of think of like the farming agency field grass, I guess. It's one of the most important foodstuffs in the world. It's highly nutritious because of its dietary fibers, and it's used in a lot of different forms for human consumption. Interesting. It's mostly cultivated in dry climate areas and therefore steadily become more and more important in the world. That is cool to know. Love that. So that's going to be just harvested as any of the cereal crop there, I'd imagine. So that's all good. Now, this is going to be great because it gives you a bit more information about the production chains with these new crops. So that's cool. What do you want to make out of grapes? Fine and tasty grape juice, of course. What else would you do with this delicious fruit that's enjoyable for all ages? But dried grapes are tasty. But dried grapes are tasty too, don't you think? With olives, you can produce high-grade olive oil, which would make a lot of sense there. That shouldn't be a big surprise. Sorghum, you can deliver to the grain mill and produce fine flour. That's pretty sweet to see. So we're going to find out a little bit more about this as the time comes. Of course, FarmCon is going to be the big key for this one, so we'll stay tuned to that and we'll figure out what that looks like closer to the time. The mobile phone integration could be really cool. How does that look for multiplayer? What does that look like? Are we able to communicate through that? Is it just something that you'll see high demand messages coming through and you can buy and sell on an app on the smartphone there? That'd be pretty neat. Emphasis on the tractor in the workshop as well. If we were servicing that up, what does the vehicle servicing look like? Mentioned in my live stream, it would be great if it was along the lines of Gold Rush, where you have to rotate out and swap out individual components to make the machine work again. Filters need to be replaced. They're not just press an R and then press service. Is there a little bit more detail there to go with it? And I think that could be a really cool option. We've discussed the brands. We haven't seen anything new yet. Zeta, we haven't seen anything new of, and there's a new, the new Polish brand that we revealed in the last trailer. But I'm sure we'll see more of that as and when it comes around. We just need to kind of look into what that looks like, and as the fact sheets start to roll on, the gameplay trailer at FarmCon as well will be huge to see exactly what that looks like. So we're going to move on. Now we have the confirmation that the Farming Simulator 22 is available for pre-order, coming out in November 22nd, of course, but you can pre-order it now, and if you do so, you will even be in with the luxury of receiving a special feature, which is kind of neat. We're going to be looking at it here. You can see it's the Cesarean saddle track, which just looks incredible. In that saddle track, you get obviously the saddle track itself. You get the Quaco tanker, the Quaco dribble bar, and also the front mounted option there as well of the vacuum set station. So that's really neat to see there. If you do choose to go for the collector's edition, obviously this was revealed in the last blog post, you do get all those additional features there as well. So a lot to unpack there. Looking into ordering though, there are two different types of copies of Farm Sim you can order there. It's going to be the physical copy, so you get it in a box there like the old school, and then also the electronical copy as well. Links will be in the description. You can use my affiliate links there and also help out the channel a little bit as well. That'll be much appreciated if you choose to do that. What's also pretty cool as well, that Giants have released some footage of what the actual the box will look like if you physically buy a copy of the game, what that will look like, and you can see the difference. We're looking at the Massey, of course we're looking at the Massey, come on, but we're looking at the Massey in 3D, and in we'll also have a look at the Fendt as well. It looks pretty mean. I love that new Fendt Vario. The styling looks great. It really does. Really do find that pretty cool. But let's be honest, the Massey one will just be the best. It's the same, but it's still the best. But yeah, lots to kind of think about here. There are a couple of screenshots that they've sent us as well. Check out this one. This is of our orchard, vineyard farming, sorry. We've obviously got the New Holland harvesters there, which is pretty neat to see. And look at them working down that line. Again, like we did in FS19, you see more than one harvesting in the field. Like if you remember back in the 19 trailer, it was cotton. We had multiple cotton harvesters rolling. Curious to see if that impacts anything, but just really nice looking sunset. Obviously this again, take it with a grain of salt because it is a CGI trailer here, but great to see. I would love to see a bit more of perhaps a little bit more emphasis with the hired workers here as well. Maybe that means there's a little bit more of a integration with them, a bit of a retweak with the behaviors of the AI, but ultimately, yeah, very nice. And I'm curious, so curious to know a bit more about how this is all going to be working. Finally, here we have the X9 John Deere Combine, which just looks incredible. It's huge. Look at the size of that thing. It really does look impressive. Lovely new truck style as well there. Really do like that. Obviously the same gravity-fed Wilson's trailer, which always look good. But yeah, that truck looks really impressive. Hope to see a bit of a refresh there. But yeah, just again, a fantastic looking piece of equipment. And that's what I don't mind. If we don't have a new brand, but every brand has like the newest equipment coming to it, I'm all good with that. Hopefully we'd see the 8RX series coming in as well. That'd be really cool. And see even the new 7Rs as well. The 2020, 2021 models across the board would be pretty neat to see for sure. And so that's it, folks. That's all we've seen so far. I'm sure there's something I've missed in there as well. We will be bringing more news and updates as we see it. Around about now, we're going to see a lot more of the blogs coming through. FarmCon will be the next big event where we see actual gameplay footage, so we can actually see what that looks like and dive into a little bit more of the depths and the details of this new game. November 22nd is when we've got to look forward to. Mark it in your diary now. It's going to be across all platforms. It's going to look fantastic on the next gen consoles. I will be looking to bring it onto that platform as well. Closer to the time, so I can't wait to do that. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're most excited about from what we've seen so far, what you would like to see added into it as well, and any special new equipment from any of the current existing brands that we have. A lot more to find out. This is always just that sneak peek and a glimpse into what we can expect. A lot more is coming, but for me personally, the future is looking very, very exciting. Until then, though, I've been Simulation for the Nation. I hope you have enjoyed. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, and we'll see you later.